everyone! Hello! Welcome to this channel and thank you very much for clicking this video. My name is Smeralda and I live in Albania, which is a small country in the Balkans. We do have quite a very nice weather here and we do have very advantageous temperatures to grow different kinds of houseplants. So it has been like 1.5 years since I started buying my first plants, and now I have quite a very large amount of houseplants in my house. So I do have a big collection. I always found very interesting watching different plant tubers. I really enjoyed watching their plant hauls and gathering a lot of information from them. So I was thinking to myself, why not try and make a video of my collection, and maybe someone will find it interesting as well and take some information from it, like how I style them, where I put them in my house, the different light conditions and everything else. I just want to say that English is not my first language, so maybe it will be a bit awkward for me to talk and to express everything that I want to express. Maybe I will make some mistakes, so sorry in advance for this part. First of all, let's start with my studio, where is the place that I have the most plants in my house. In this part I have some trading plants like heartleaf philodendron, simple one. In this corner there is a sansevieria. In this part there is not a lot of light, so these are the plants that can grow even in these conditions. Next one is Philodendron Brazil, which has grown really long. There is also another Philodendron Brazil in here. Now that it's summer, it is pushing out these very variegated leaves. Another sansevieria. Here it's just this Seriopegia linearis. It grows like a weed, some small propagations, and also I have my Scindapsus exotica in here, which is growing really big leaves. I hope that it can trail the same way as the Brazil and fill all this space in here. In this corner I do have some plants. This one is my Clarinervium, which is pushing out this new leaf now, and I have also tried to pollinate with another Clarinervium that I have. It has been like a couple of months and the berries look like they are forming. It is my first time doing this, so hopefully everything goes well and I can make some babies. Behind I have my very big sansevieria. I don't know their specific names, but yeah. Here it's a small propagation with neon pothos. This is my terrarium. I do have some jewel orchids in there. I have not been very lucky with them. During the summer they just started rotting, and so hopefully they will survive. So let's come back here. I do have these two giant golden pothos that are vining everywhere. Yes. Let's come here. This is my variegated Maranta, Kerchoveniana. This summer it is pushing out this super variegated leaves. At some point there were also pink and peachy, very nice colors. It is quite a big plant, I love it very much. Also, this is my other small terrarium. I do have some polka dot plants inside. Here I do have my Philodendron gloriosum, which is sizing up quite a bit. This is the newest leaf. I just repotted it in this bigger planter, so it has quite a lot of room to grow. And yeah, I love this one. Here I do have my other Maranta. This is like the red Maranta. It is more common but very pretty nonetheless. I almost killed it once, but figured out how to save it, and now it's growing back. There I have an Agilonema, I think it's called Red Valentine, and also a Phalaenopsis, which doesn't have blooms at the moment, but it used to bloom this summer. It is very pretty. Coming here at my desk, it's quite messy, but there is always mess when you work. It's another Phalaenopsis. This one has produced some new blooms, which they are very pretty. I do have these Zebrina bulbs. This one used to be huge last summer, but during the winter it rotted on me, and now it's trying to come back. One bulb is already pushing leaves, the other one still doesn't have any leaves. Hopefully it produces soon. I do have, this is also a rescue, Alocasia lauterbachia, I think. Yeah, this was a bulb that I saved. Here is a propagation of an Anthurium queen. I do have this very big Polly now. This is also another story where I bought the plant and it rotted completely. And these are all the babies that I saved, and now they are becoming a very nice big plant. I think one of these leaves, yes, this one has shown a bit of variegation, which is quite fun. Sorry for the backlit, but yeah. Here is another Phalaenopsis. This one is also in bloom. Very nice blooms. It's quite nice. It has white, pink and some purple stripes. Love it very much. Also my other orchid, which is called Coral Asia something. I love the color, very unique, and also the leaves have a little bit of color too. Behind this one, let me take it away, I do have some Philodendron melanochrysums, which I am trying to grow and mature. They are in a moss ball and pushing roots finally. So yeah. I do have an Alocasia dragon scale in here, which is the same story. The mother rotted and these are the babies that are growing. I have a black velvet in here, some lemon lime philodendron propagation. This is a Hoya Wentii, a bulb that one friend gave to me and I'm growing. And this is the contortionist. This Alocasia cuprea loves to face away. Her beautiful leaves, she has pushed out quite big leaves, but they are all facing downwards, as you see now. This is the newest leaf, it's a bit small. I have repotted her in this self-watering system now, so let's see how it does. I do have a mini Phalaenopsis in here, which was really pretty, with pink flowers. I think the name is Sogovivian. I will show you a picture of the flowers, propagations of micans, and here is my Anthurium forgetii white stripes. So this is an import, and it used to have very small leaves, and now it pushed these big leaves. This is the newest one, it's trying to push out very big leaves, but I do have a problem. I think it's a humidity or water issue which is causing the edges of the leaves this problem, which is quite annoying, but hopefully I can figure out what's the problem. Here is a Hoya propagation, Hoya memoria, and here I have an Anthurium crystallinum baby, and it's working, I think, on a new leaf now. Here I do have my philodendron micans, which used to be quite small. I have propagated it and make it more bushy. This one is my queen. This is the first leaf that it gave me after I imported it. It's a bit damaged because I had to assist it while coming out, as always, but I really like it nonetheless. Hopefully it will give me more leaves. Also another mini Phalaenopsis with purple flowers, and here is my lemon lime philodendron. I do have a Monstera Dansonii up there, and also a Scintapsus argyris. So this is my desk, an overview, and this is the main shelf. I love it very much. I sit here like all the time and watch everything grow. It's quite nice. Here that has a couple of plants, sorry. This is another Sansevieria, because this corner is a bit dark. Another Sansevieria, and also a Marble Queen Pothos, which is trailing. Yeah. Yes, so this is the studio and the plants that I have in here. Here in the living room I have a couple of other plants. They are a bit bigger. So this is my Ficus lyrata, which is growing a bit wonky now because I forgot to rotate it, but when I bought it, it was quite small and it's grown a lot. It's pushing out these 3 new leaves now. Very nice plant. Yeah. Hello. It hasn't given me any problems, pests or anything. Here, Shanti, can you please leave me alone just for a moment? Thank you. Here, this is the prayer plant, Stromenthe Trio Star, I think. At one moment I thought that I lost this plant. It remained only with 2 leaves, and after 1 year it's grown all these new leaves for me, and they are very nicely variegated with a lot of pink. This one is not so happy. This new leaf is gorgeous, but the other leaves not so much. This is another prayer plant. I forgot the name. Rattlesnake, I think. Yes, I haven't figured this one out yet. And this one here is one of my Rhophidophorus, which has grown a lot this summer. It's reaching for the ceiling. I have put this in first in this wooden, natural wood plank, which really liked it, but it overgrown pretty fast, and now I have these bamboo sticks, which is also like passing them, so I don't know what I will do in the future, but I really like this plant, how it's growing, and the new leaves are quite nice. So let's go to the other room. So this is one of the bedrooms. I do have a couple of plants in here, and there is my balcony. I will do a separate video showing the plants in my balcony. But here I have this big monstera that is growing so wild. It has the leaves spread like across the room because it's trying to reach on both sides where the light is coming from. Then next to it I have this big bird of paradise, which I bought. It was very small, but now, I mean, a couple of leaves and I don't know what I will do with this plant. This is the newest leaf that is pushing out now, which is quite big. Yeah. Here I have some Rex begonias. I think one has died, but it's very difficult for me to grow them because during the summer we have quite high temperatures and low humidity, so they don't really like it. And here I have a couple of other plants that I will show you now. So this is kind of Syngonium. I don't really know which kind it is because it was a gift from someone. I rooted them and potted them, and now they are pushing out new leaves. Here I do have some String of Hearts propagations and Hoya Queen propagations going on. Another Rex begonia, which is not doing great. This is Philodendron gloriosum propagation that I took, which is growing really well. This begonia, this was quite beautiful last year, and I do have problems with powdery mildew during the winter, so this one got really affected, and it's not coming back still from that problem. Hopefully it will start growing, but it has been quite hard for this plant, so yeah. Some propagations, Anthurium clarinervium in here. Also this one has pushed out this small leaf. And this is another clarinervium that I have, which is bigger. It has pushed out this huge leaf this summer. Like, it's huge. and it's also pushing out now this new leaf. I'm curious to see how much it will grow. It has a lot of inflows, but I have chosen not to pollinate them because I want this plant to grow and become even more mature. So yes, some Rhaphidophora propagations here. This one is pushing out a new leaf. I use moss and leca at the bottom. This is the mother plant of the Rhaphidophora. It is pushing out a new growth point here, and this one is also new growth. This is another Clarinervium propagation, which is pushing out a new leaf. Shanti! This is another Anthurium Clarinervium, which I am propagating, and it's pushed out this new leaf. Other Philodendron gloriosum propagation. I really do love this leaf. It's quite mature, even though it's just a baby. Other propagations in here, and a very dusty Philodendron Rojo Congo, which is pushing out a new leaf in here. Other propagation, another propagation from my variegated Maranta. So I do have quite a lot of propagations going on in this, you cannot say windowsill, but yeah, in this place, because it has very nice light, so yes. Well, that was it. I think that it's going to be a fast video, but I don't know because it is my very first one. I hope I was clear, gave the right information for each plant, hopefully. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe you will give it a like, or maybe you will subscribe if you like this kind of content. I can make other videos. I want to make also another plant haul for my balcony, because it was a project that I made this summer. I made a makeover of my balcony, and there are a lot of plants there also. So if you are interested in watching it, stay tuned, and I will post it very soon. Thank you very much.